All right, everybody, welcome back to another edition of Lot Life. We're doing something a little bit different this week. We actually brought in a live studio audience, so I want to take a second. Hey guys, I want to introduce myself. My name is Chris Davis, one of your hosts for Lot Life. Now, thank you. I would also like to introduce my co-host, Andrew.
I hate this.
Hey. Oh, they're a little easy there, guys. It's me, Chris, again. Thank you. Thank you. It's such a good day here on the set of Lot Live. Now, everybody, quiet down a little bit. Andrew, that was a rough entry.
Yeah.
So, how you doing today?
I'm kind of.
Are you a little hurt? Self-esteem took a little kick. So, but that's okay. The good news is we did manage to get to 36 subscribers. I don't know if you knew that.
36, baby. Let's go. We're shooting for 40.
We are growing.
We are
fast.
growing
We
so
have discovered
fast.
a new way to get subscribers.
We're growing so fast that we can't even keep count with them almost.
We can't even keep count.
No.
So, no.
We do have 36, though.
We do have 36, though. Did you check this morning to see if they found it? Okay, we're going to go that we still have 36.
Usually it takes a couple weeks to go on,
Okay. We have decided to go into random businesses and places that might have a subscription to YouTube and just self-subscribe.
Yeah, it's a lot easier that way.
I think that's probably the people with millions and millions of subscribers. I think that's probably how they do for at least 100,
Yeah, no one out there really following them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anything new to drop? Would you like to tell them what we're going to talk about today?
Yeah, actually, we're doing a massive sale for July.
We are doing a 10% off sale. Now, some people, we've had that whenever people come in, they say, oh, what's the catch? You can't really be doing this. They don't really understand how this works. So what we thought we would do, and the last couple of episodes we've done have been a little more focused on information. It seems that you guys out there like that. You appreciate that. It probably makes you feel really smart because of the things that we say whenever you compare yourself
100%.
to us. So, but what we're going to do is I thought we would go old school and break out the old whiteboard.
I don't even know what that thing is, but he brought it out.
So, this is a whiteboard. This is a dry erase marker.
I'm not doing math, am I?
I'm not going to force you to do any math. I might ask you a question, so
really
be ready for it. Yeah. But what we're going to do is just kind of explain how the 10% off rule works with some easy numbers, be easy to follow, so that way you can kind of understand. Because there's a couple things that people get caught up on. For example, let's say we had the MSRP of the vehicle was $50,000. Now, probably that is the MSRP. That's on the sticker. That's what you see. In most cases, the invoice for a vehicle like that is going to be somewhere probably around 47. So usually about $3,000 more for that. And then that would be the invoice. We are actually doing 10% off of that number. So if you did the math in your head, Andrew, could you do, what is 10% of $50,000?
That'd be $5,000.
There you go. $5,000 off. So that would make the price that we're going to sell you this vehicle is $45,000. You look, if invoice typically around 47, 3,000 under, that's $5,000 off of the 50,000. So that's actually below invoice is what the sale here at Randall Ford. That's what we're going to do for you on a new vehicle.
So you're getting a better deal than asking for invoice as soon as you walk in.
Yeah, it's better than an invoice sale. Now, some of you say, well, we got a trade, so we want to trade that. How much you give me for our trade? Now, you realize that the trade numbers, we've talked about this before. I don't, if you want to scan back to one of the previous episodes, how their book values for the trades. We don't get to give you more just because it was Uncle Pawpaw's truck and he really liked it a lot. Right. And he had the skull shifter in the middle. That doesn't matter. It goes by the book value.
Hey, you forgot the bull horns on the front end.
Yeah. So let's say by that we had a trade. And this trade, let's say it was the book value for this trade was $10,000. So that's going to be roughly what the worth is, maybe plus or minus $200, $300, something like that. But $10,000 is going to be the value of that trade. So let's say we have our 10% off trade or sell. So you'd be getting our vehicle for $45,000. You had a trade just for we've talked about negative equity. We're not getting into that right now. Let's just say the $10,000 and it's paid for. So that would be $10,000. So you would actually be getting our vehicle for $35,000. Now let's say somebody else had this thing and they said, well, we're going to give you more for your trade than those guys are. We're going to give you, let's say, we're going to give you $13,000 for your trade. Now, what they don't tell you is you're paying MSRP for that vehicle, so you're paying $50,000. They give you $13,000 for your trade, so that minus that, and then you're paying $37,000 for that vehicle. So
you end up paying more
Yeah.
for them, even though they gave you more for their for your vehicle. So you got to watch for those numbers too.
Yeah, so they actually gave you more for your trade, but you paid $2,000 more for the vehicle. So in the end, these are the numbers that really matter. These numbers can all be moved around sometimes. You got to watch some dealerships. We try not to do that do business like that here. We'll be a little more straightforward with you and transparent. But if you look at that, apples to apples, I would rather pay $35,000 than $37,000. And I don't know if you remember back in your days of the alligator, whichever one greater than or less than, it would always want to be, this one is greater than, because the alligator's going that way, so he's going to eat the bigger amount. This is the less than amount. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, I do remember
Miss
Yeah.
Smithy telling you, and then she would hit you with the ruler?
Yeah, I never pay attention though.
Okay, all right.
So I actually didn't know which way the alligator was supposed to eat.
Yeah, that's not working. The alligator goes and eats the bigger one.
I gotcha.
The less than points the other way.
So I learned something today, so did you.
Yeah, I already knew about the alligator.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so that's just, we wanted to touch base on that, kind of explain that a little bit more, so that way you hear 10% off, people just think that is an arbitrary number we're throwing around. That is a huge savings.
Well, if you want to look at that little deal there again, I'll let you look at it. You can probably see it right there. Just get a nice close-up personal, but that's all the breakdown that Chris just did. That's all the
Yeah.
numbers. I'm not going to go back over it, but you can see it there. If you want to screenshot it, do whatever you want
Yeah.
to do with it so you actually know, but
Now, you can also think about that too. I mean, I just did a $50,000 vehicle, which if you're looking in the worlds of trucks and big SUVs, $50,000 really is a cheap one.
yeah, no, I mean, we got an Expedition on the showroom right here, and that thing is $92,000 MSRP. So
Now,
that
that's
is
not an even number. It's 92,000,
Yeah.
but I think you can do the 10%
yeah,
on that.
9,200. It's pretty easy.
$9,200.
Yeah,
That's
92.
almost $10,000 off. That's a giant savings.
That's a lot. I mean, and that's not only just that vehicle. Like I said, there's other vehicles out there. We have a King Ranch out there
Yeah,
that's an F350 that's 102.
yeah. So,
So that's 10,200.
whew, there
That
you
is
go.
crazy.
We have turned Andrew into a math wizard. Look at him just going crazy.
I looked and brushed up on our website earlier.
Yeah, he had the crib notes. He was ready for this. But anyway, yeah, so that's kind of a way to understand that. Hopefully that puts it into the numbers where you can see it on paper and really understand and how the trade value works. So hopefully you don't get caught up in that and think that you're getting a better deal than you really are.
So compare out to door numbers is kind of what it is, right?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, because at the end of the day, you're going to finance this vehicle, you're going to have an amount financed, and then you're going to have an interest rate that goes on that, and that's how what really matters, and that's going to determine what your monthly payment is.
Correct. Yeah, and I'd rather pay the 35 than 37 that you had demonstrated just there too.
Yes, really, that's what matters. That final number is really what matters. So pay attention to that. Hopefully that's something that will glean you a little knowledge from that so you can understand a little bit more about how this car business works. We want to keep it as transparent and as simple as possible.
That's kind of exactly the way that my deal worked yesterday, wasn't it? The final number was the exact number because the dealer in Texas was giving her 23 for her vehicle, and her vehicle was actually really worth 20.
Correct.
All they were doing was taking whatever they were doing and putting it up on top.
Yeah.
So
They had their vehicle marked up like $3,000 probably, so they gave up that profit to give her $3,000 more for her trade.
correct. And there's no difference.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Apples to orangutans. That's just how you can compare this.
I
Gotta
don't
keep
think
it-
that's even close.
They're not the same?
No.
Okay, all right.
It's like peanut butter and forks.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
No,
I
it
understand
doesn't.
now.
Of course you do.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we're doing a massive July 10% off sale. We're doing it throughout July. So you should see this video Monday because it is Saturday today.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to come up and take advantage of it while we're doing it, you can come and see us. Ask for me or Chris, either one.
We probably need to wrap this up because we got somebody about to walk in front of the camera. So,
Yep. Guys, no, I think that's it.
All right. We
See
appreciate
y'all.
y'all.